This is Łódź. Some people pronounce it Lodge. It's a city in Poland where I spend most of my days. I've got the Mavic Mini 2 in the air, as you can see, and I'm here to test out just how good the photographs from it are. So why don't we do that right now? Today we're testing out the Mavic Mini 2 photos. We're going to see just how good this guy is. I have been flying him a lot, and I really do love him. I will be using the filter from Freewell. It is an ND16. I have the whole filter kit, which I'm going to be linking below. It basically looks like this. It's delicious. What I'm going to do today, I'm basically going to go out into the middle of my city, which is called, as you heard, Łódź, Lodge, and we're going to get this guy up in the air. As he weighs 249 grams, I can fly him. I just got to make sure I'm not above crowds or traffic and stuff, so I just got to be careful. It's pretty windy out here today. Yeah, it's windy, but I'm sure he's going to do a good job. I would not take the Mini 1 out there in the city in the wind. I wouldn't. I would be worried he would lose signal and whatever, so I'm really happy taking this guy up. I've got full confidence in him. And I'm going to take a bunch of photos for you guys, and we're going to come back and have a look at the JPEGs, the JPEGs, I've been living in Poland too long, and the RAWs. And we're going to see just how good the photos from this guy are. Now, it is winter, more or less. The sun, it's about 11 o'clock. The sun is going to produce beautifully long shadows, and today's a really nice day. I'm actually going to go out to some lakes tomorrow and do a Mavic Mini versus Mini 2 comparison film, finally, and sell the Mini 1. But right now, we're going to take this guy out in the air. As you probably saw at the footage at the beginning, it probably looks pretty nice out there today. So yeah, make sure you protect that gimbal. It's flimsy. This is a flimsy gimbal. All gimbals need to be protected. I mean, it's... I hate getting this thing on. Do you find getting this thing on is... There we go. Make sure you put your propeller thing on. Nice and tight. There we go. Get it on there somehow. Get those propellers in there. Put it in your bag. Put on your attire. And let's get out of here. It was chilly out there, and I mean chilly. Right, what we're gonna do, I have downloaded the photos. We are going to, record entire screen, and I'm basically gonna show you in Lightroom what this looks like. Now, let's you guys get out of here, come in here. Right, now, these are the photos that I've taken. As you can see, there is a subtle difference between the JPEG and the DNG file, and it is quite visible when it comes to distortion, because you can see that the DNG file is not as contrasty, not as sharp, and it lacks the profiling, so it hasn't got the distortion already done. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you really quickly. Just go to this right panel right here and make sure you are on develop, right? Go to the right panel, scroll all the way down, and I found, here we go, lens correction. So normally it's on profile, click manual, go down to, where are we, is this the DNG? No, we want to go to the DNG, there we go. Go down to distortion amount, and let's go down to -3. Now I found -3, clicking between them is more or less identical when it comes to distortion. So that is a good amount of distortion for your Mavic, damn it, your Mini 2. Now, if we zoom into one of these photos, right there, I'm zooming in at 250%. 252.8% to be exact. And we look through the different photos. So this is your DNG right here. This is your JPEG. Can you see the difference? It is quite substantial. The JPEG is extremely sharpened. It's got a lot of contrast. It's got a lot of sharpening. You can see by the amount of noise that's coming out there on the street, for example. It's quite a lot. Let's go to a more kind of contrasty image. Okay, let's zoom in right here onto this tram. Let's just look at the difference in the contrast right there. Let's try and get them in the same kind of area. I think it's more or less there, but look at the difference right there in the amount of noise going on around here compared to this. I know it's not as sharp, but you can sharpen it. If you move up, you have sharpening. So I mean, we can go crazy and it can just get ugly. We can go all the way down and completely de-sharpen it. Now, I don't really use the sharpening too much. I don't really like it. I like it when it's a bit softer. If we want to correct this image, for example, we want to give it a bit more contrast. You can pump up the contrast, say, to 30 on the Mini 2. We can drop those highlights a bit, protect them. Say we go down to 25. We can pull up the shadows a little bit. And to give it a little bit more boom, we can pull down the blacks, push up the whites, oh, not too much. There we go. And texture, clarity, don't really need that. Hi, Dad.
Oh, so look what you've done to your hair.
I just shaved it. I'm just filming an episode, Dad. I'll give you a call back in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Sorry, guys. My dad. Hi, Dad. So as you can see, the difference, let's zoom out of this and have a look at these together now. I mean, I prefer the raw now that I've done something with it. It just looks a lot more beautiful. If you want to get a little bit more of that detail in the blacks, just pull up the shadows a little bit more, and we can give it a little bit more saturation, a little bit more vibrance, and it looks like a beautiful image compared to the JPEG, which is just kind of nasty. It's got a lot of noise. It's not that great. If I copy these settings over and we paste them onto this right here, paste settings, and let's have a look at them now. Now you can see that the JPEG has got pretty damn ugly. It does not look good, but the RAW retains a lot of information. Now shooting in RAW has a really big impact, and one thing I really wish DJI would do was give us an option in the actual app so that we have JPEG, right, and we have RAW, but I don't need RAW and JPEG, because you got JPEG and you got RAW and JPEG. I don't need that JPEG. I keep on wasting space, and I could have to delete all the JPEGs because they just get in my way. I only use RAW photos. So I wish we have that as an option in an update, hopefully soon. Let's have a look at some more photos here. Top down, let's have a look at this, for example. This is, by the way, Piotrkowska Street. It is 4.2 kilometers long. It is one of the longest streets in Europe, straight streets, and it's, yeah, it's quite spectacular. So we are on our, where are we, DNG right here. And let's zoom in and let's just have a look at details in this. Yeah, you can see the over sharpening is crazy. Now if we just paste our settings from the last photo, we can see it's a little bit on the light side. So I'm just gonna save some of those highlights. There we go. And you can see it's already looking a lot better. Let's get the shadows out a little bit. Yeah, I mean, the photos coming out of the Mini 2 are really beautiful. I've been doing a lot of them every day. I'm taking photos, filming, taking photos. I've got to tell you, it's really, really nice. I would suggest underexposing by about half a stop when you're taking photos or even filming with this guy. It will really help because you can more or less get the information out of the shadows, but bringing down the lights If you see this photo right here, you can see those lights. Even if I pull it down, you can see that it's just a white hole. There is nothing there up here in the sky. It's just a big white hole. So if you do underexpose it a little bit, you can bring out those darks. I mean, look, there is information in those darks down there. We can completely crush them, and we can absolutely bring them out if you have a look there. So there is information. It is a bit noisy, sure, but you can still bring out information in the dark. So underexpose your images and your film just that little bit, so you can pull stuff out of them and just, you know, save your highlights. Anyway, awesome photos. It really does take beautiful photos. Just make sure you're shooting in RAW, because you're going to have a lot more information to work with, to manipulate. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you did like my film, give me a like, and if you haven't subscribed, feels much better with the shaved head. See you guys later.